Another lazy afternoon. The clouds covered in gray. Third coffee of the day. Almost fell asleep on Zoom. I yawn at the display. Third meeting of the day.
Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you so much for clicking into this video, and I hope you stick around until the end. Alright, so my final for the stats class that I've been taking is coming up on this upcoming Monday, and so this weekend is going to be spent just studying, doing some final review assignments, and yeah, that's going to be like the bulk of how I stay productive this weekend in terms of school. I'm excited for this class to be finally approaching the end so that I have a little bit of, like free time before the fall semester starts back up. But yeah, I just wanted to introduce a little quickly how I'm going to be studying this time around. I figured out a pretty good system for my midterm, and the professor did say that the final was going to be in the very same format, so I think that the system that I used for the midterm will be very, very good this time around too. So basically, just to go over how the midterm and the final are formatted, the professor made it so that the midterm review and the final review that we do prior to both of the examinations just covered all the material that will be on the actual midterm and the finals. And so essentially you just have to study those two assignments and you're kind of set to go. So as long as you got those down, there shouldn't be a real issue going forward taking the actual midterm and the final. And that's how I found it to be for the midterm. Yeah, so this little simple piece of paper was essentially my study guide for the exam. What I did is I went through and wrote, the number of questions, and then along it, I just wrote the concept that was being tested, and I highlighted the things that I wanted to include on the note card that we are allowed to take into the exam, and I also made sure to include any equations that would be useful. And then, as you can see on the sides over here, next to each of the numbers, I wrote a check mark once I decided that I was, pretty confident in the material that was being tested in that specific question. And once I got that down, I would move on to the next question and assess if I was ready to proceed forward, just throughout this entire guide until I reached the last question. Some of these I left blank because they were, I think, just calculation questions that I knew I had down already. And yeah, this was really, really helpful for me going into the midterm and ultimately allowed me to be really, really successful. I think it also did help that I did have that extra note card where I was able to write down different concepts that I might have needed like an extra reminder on during the exam, and any equations that I might not have remembered completely, just under like the pressure of the test. But I honestly don't think I really referred back to my note card that much during the exam. It was, I think, also really helpful just writing down those specific concepts and equations that I knew I needed extra assistance with. Just that like final physically writing it down onto a separate sheet of paper, I think that really, really helped. And so that's essentially what I'm going to be doing this time around too. I just need to go through the review, initially just finish that assignment, and then I'll be proceeding forward, making this little like study guide sheet of paper, and yeah.
3, 2, 1.